And I came across a pretty interesting audio here of a conversation that Tim Leggler of ESPN had with Dan Patrick. And they were talking about the playoffs, the state of affairs with the Lakers. And then Dan Patrick asked Tim Leggler, does he see a world where Luka Doncic doesn't extend to play with the Lakers and no longer be a teammate of LeBron James? And Tim Leggler says that he believes that Luka may end up not extending with the Lakers. So what we want to do is we want to play exactly what Tim Leggler had to say to Dan Patrick, and then we're going to come back and give you guys our thoughts. Take a listen to that there.
Let me go back to the Lakers situation. It just dawned on me. Here's LeBron, twilight of his career. They don't have draft picks there. I don't know where they are salary cap-wise. You got Luka for one more year. Could you see a scenario where Luka looks around and goes, do I want to stay in this situation if LeBron's not there and you got kind of the group you have and maybe you add something? But is it a foregone conclusion Luka is going to stay in Los Angeles?
No, I definitely could see that scenario. And the main reason for that, he was thrust into it. This isn't a situation where Luka got to free agency and said, man, LA is where I want to be. That's where I want to go, like LeBron did. And then now you figure, well, he's going to stay there the rest of his career and finish it out because he chose that at that stage of his career. Luka didn't choose that. Luka was, I'm still not sure Luka's over the shock of being traded. So he was thrust into it, making the most of it. But when it's all said and done, does he, totally love playing with LeBron? Who knows? Does LeBron really love playing with him? I don't know that either. I don't know how long that's going to last. When is LeBron going to hang him up? I don't know. But now Luka envisions himself going forward in the Lakers organization with JJ Redick. Who knows how he feels about that, really. He hasn't had a large enough sample size, and he didn't choose any of it. So when you're forced into a situation, you don't know really internally the conversations he's having, with the people in his life that care about him. So could I envision it? Absolutely, I could envision it. Now, I think there's a possibility because of the organization, what it says on the front, their commitment to try to keep winning all the time. They're always going to try to win, even if they're in the luxury tax. Maybe Luka wants to be that. The next decade, he thinks, hey, I'm a Laker. I'm going to win titles here. But I don't know that. I don't think it's out of the question. He would look around and say, man, this isn't what I chose. What else is out there?
So you heard what Tim Leggler had to say there. What are my thoughts about this? Well, look, folks. I think that, first of all, if the Lakers lose this series, it's going to send shockwaves through the NBA community, right? It's going to be the number one talking point. Like it always is, it seems, these playoffs, whenever the Lakers lose, other things are going on in the playoffs, they're still going to talk about them. That's number one. Number two, I'm already hearing stuff about, Giannis can go to the Lakers or because of the situation with Milwaukee. I think they mentioned Nikola Jokic and all of these different things. They're already planning the next title, right? I'm like, Giannis ain't going to no damn Lakers. But anyway, you have that. But if Luka were to leave, I think that this would be devastating because the Lakers would have taken a serious gamble and it wouldn't have paid off. This all started back when they brought in LeBron James, because when LeBron came in, they got the new face of their franchise. Then LeBron was able to recruit AD, who was supposed to be the future of their franchise. But LeBron seriously could just not let AD be the number one option. He had to keep chucking up shots and all of that stuff. And this season, we thought AD was going to be the number one option. That didn't happen. So the Lakers then saw an opportunity to trade for a younger star in Luka, who's about 4 years younger than AD. And they're like, okay, we're going to swap them out. We're going to get a more injury-prone player out of here, get a younger star to pair him up with our older star in LeBron James. But if you have a scenario where Luka leaves, then essentially the Lakers would have lost out on Luka, lost out on AD, and be left with LeBron James, who could also leave. That would be a disaster because even if LeBron stayed, the Lakers would have no future. Now, they probably would have a lot of cap space. I'd have to look at it, but they would not have to go out there and try to scramble and get another star to go out there and play with LeBron James. So that would be devastating. And I think that it's in the best interest of the Lakers to try to keep Luka, because what else do they have? What other options do they have? The only other option they have is Luka leaves and they replace him with another star, right? But who's out there? You say Giannis. Okay, you go get Giannis. You still need somebody else because clearly you have Luka and LeBron if you can't win. So clearly, whatever it is, you still need another person. But if that were to happen, man, it would be a disaster, number one. Number two, if they lose, do you know who's going to be grinning from ear to ear like the Grinch that stole Christmas? Nico Harrison. Nico Harrison going to be over there laughing his ass off. So this needs to work out in terms of they need to win this series to save face. They need to win this series. Criticism was already being heaped on JJ Redick, deservingly so. So they need to win it. But for Tim Leggler, who's an insider at ESPN, works at ESPN, to say that he believes there's a possibility that Luka may not extend with the Lakers to play with LeBron going into the future, that would be a disaster.